just reviewing the weekend, it was obviously a tough loss. Whenever you lose a close game, it's tough. And whenever you lose in overtime, it's tough. And whenever you lose in triple overtime, it's really tough. So, we didn't start the game very well in any phase. We didn't play their option particularly well. We didn't protect on offense very well. We had too many minus yardage plays in the game. But we found a way to rally in the second half and the third quarter and the fourth quarter, send the game in overtime and battle like crazy in a very close game versus a good team. Fell a little bit short, and now we're just really looking ahead. We had our 24-hour rule where we could lick our wounds a little bit, and now we're getting ready for Colorado State, our last game, which is on the road. Really a big physical team, really impressive personnel and players. They've got a big back. They got an athletic quarterback that is a dual threat guy. They also have a big defensive front, guys that can rush the quarterback, talented secondary players. So they're a big challenge. Their season hasn't gone the way they want it, but none of that really matters at this point. It's a conference game. They're a quality opponent. And, and we want to finish strong. We talked a lot about nobody really cares about your problems or your issues. And we've had a couple tough losses. We've got some guys beat up like everybody does this time of year. But it's on us to get our energy where it's supposed to be, get our body language where it's supposed to be, and get ready for, a really competitive Mountain West game here to finish up. So we're excited about that. We got a lot of good players going to be playing their last regular season game and before the bowl game, and we want to finish strong.
I'll lead off with a question, Coach.
Okay.
To fall behind and then battle back the way you did, talk about the toughness of your team.
I don't think anybody can say that this football team is not tough or that this football team doesn't have resiliency. I mean, was very proud of our kids to battle back, to go into overtime, to execute and make plays, to force it to a second overtime and execute and make plays, is force it to a third overtime. And that's the resiliency of our team. That's the grit of our team. It's what we built this program on. And it's something that never surprises me when our kids play that way. It never does. And really proud of that effort that we showed in coming back in the game. And, right now, as we come back to practice, we kind of, the phrase that keeps going through my head is can't stop, won't stop. We're just not going to stop. We're going to keep practicing, keep preparing, and believing in each other and getting ready for a big game this week.
What'll be the biggest focus on bouncing back from a rough game to get ready for Colorado State this week?
I think we have to get back on the practice field. And, from the beginning of the year, I told our players, I said, guys, your energy is where your focus is. And, and that's what we're trying to do. We're really trying to get our focus back on practice, get our focus in the energy that it takes to execute offensively and defensively. Let's get back out and block. Let's get back out and tackle. Let's get back out and run routes hard and do all the things that we have to do to get ready to play a good football game. So that's where our focus is. And it's been a challenge. It's been a real challenge these last 2 weeks. When you lose tough games and you put so much into it, it takes a little piece of you. And we're fighting hard to get whole again. And, winning really helps you do that. And so, that's how we want these guys to finish this week.
Any questions from the group?
Yeah, Coach, just what have you seen in Colorado State recently? They started off pretty hot during the season and kind of tapered off there.
Yeah, what you see on film is a talented group of football players. They have really good size. They got an excellent tight end, big, strong guy that can run and catch. They got a big, 240-pound running back, big, thick kid, just tough to take down. They've got an athletic quarterback that can run and throw. And they've got weapons, at wide receiver and a big line. Defensively, they got a big front. They're mostly a 4-down team. And they have athletic backers, and they got an excellent corner and a good secondary. So physically, they're an imposing outfit. And, just like we've seen every week in the Mountain West, we've seen quality teams that are capable of scoring, quality teams that are capable of giving you bad plays offensively. And so we've got to find the best of ourselves. And at this time of year, you got a lot of guys that are beat up, tired, and sore from a lot of tough physical games. And you got to pick yourself up by your bootstraps and find the energy to play outstanding football. And everybody's going through that, not just us. And so that's where we're at. Can't stop, won't stop. Just pick yourself back up and let's get back in a fight. And we're gonna have one on Saturday night.
Now, how much of the last two games, Colorado State game and then the bowl game, is working toward building momentum into next season? Is that a thing, or is there too much of a gap between the end of this year and working into next season?
No, we always want to finish strong, and whenever you can play well, in your last regular season game, and then play well in your bowl game, it gives you some momentum in the off season. It gives you some momentum in recruiting. It gives you some momentum in your off-season training, and it just leaves a year with a great taste in your mouth, and it's important. It's really important. We have some young players that will get a chance to play, but we also have a lot of seniors that have really invested a lot in this program, and our kids have invested a ton into this season, and I think that's what makes it so disappointing. Is that, they really, all summer long in the weight room, all winter long, running sprints and working in the weight room, and all the 7-on-7, all the captain's practices, and all the extra effort and time they put in to play in this season, and to lose some of these close games like we have in the last couple of weeks. It's really gut wrenching. It's tough. And so you got to pick yourself up. Watching the film today was hard. It was really hard for these guys, but it is what it is. We got to get through it. We got to flush it out of our system and really get our energy back and our bounce and our step and get ready to play. And so it is important to finish with momentum. I think it gives us a little bounce going into the off season. Looking forward to next year.
Now, that answer is a perfect segue into my next question, because I imagine that you want to give those seniors at this time all the playing time they can get, because there's probably a handful of guys that are going to play their last football this year, versus when you have some young players that you want to develop into next year. Kind of where is that balance for you, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to play the guys that are ready to play and that deserve to play. I mean, we're not looking just to play young players to give them experience at this point. We're playing the 21 season. The young players will get experience by getting on the field when it's their time, and by learning from these seniors. And so, we're not in the mode where we're just going to play guys to get them ready for next season. That's not the mindset that we're in. Those guys they practice every day, they get experience, and when they get their opportunities, we'll plug them in. Now going down the stretch, there is an opportunity to play guys that are, being redshirt, that haven't played 4 games. And if that situation comes up, we won't hesitate to play them. And, whenever the opportunity arises, we always try to give those guys experience. But, we're not going to just set a senior on the bench to play a young guy just to get him ready for next season. We're not looking to do that at this point.